Hey guys, I'm Whitney Port, and this is With Whit. A lot of you may know me from reality TV, and the reality is a lot's happened since The Hills. With Whit is dedicated to having real, raw, and occasionally ridiculous conversations with the people who have had a profound impact on me. Life-changing moments, life-changing people. Because on With Whit, very little is off limits. I want to start out by you just telling me, because I've watched the whole series. I've watched every season, but I can't really remember how it all got started and how they found you guys. Like, I feel like you guys were all best friends, right?
Yes. Well, there was a core group of us. So
yeah,
most of us were actually working at Sir, this restaurant in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
And we were just told that we were going to have a staff meeting, and we came in that day, and it was that there were producers there, and they're like, we're thinking of trying to do a show about you guys. If you're interested, stay. You'll draw straws, and we'll interview you guys one by one. And then if you're not interested, you can go, because there were a lot of serious actors.
Yeah, that wanted to be Oscar winners.
That it was like, I can't do reality TV.
Right.
And so they
Where
left.
are they now?
That's true. Still at Sir.
Yeah.
And so we all did that, and we interviewed, and they settled in on this core of us, because it was me, Katie, and Kristen, who were best friends, who were also dating three best friends.
Right.
Tom, and Jax.
Right.
And they were like, oh my God, like, we just struck gold. And like, all these couples like are so just not okay together. Like, none
like
of us
so
should.
dysfunctional.
They're so dysfunctional. It's just so not right. So it was like the perfect storm. And then they just brought in Sheena from Villa Blanca, who was like Lisa Vanderpump's other restaurant, to like add in some.
Oh, right. Because there was like that brandy drama, blah, blah, blah. Okay, got it. Yeah.
And then we just started filming, and then
it all just
worked
went
out
from there.
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
It is so crazy. It's still like crazy. To this day when I talk about it, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but like
I was working at a restaurant.
I know.
A restaurant.
I know. I have similar thoughts where it's just like, this is so crazy that this is my reality. Like, I never thought I would be on TV. Because I just never thought that I had like the personality for TV, but also for you, like, you went into it just being like, okay, I'm going to completely open up everything, right? And you have been like that ever since it started. How has that been for you? Because I have been from the start like pretty closed off. Like, I started doing The Hills. I was a college student. I had a boyfriend who didn't want to do the show. And so like they really showed only one part of my life. But for you, you just went all in. And like, have you ever regretted that? Or like
No, I really haven't. Honestly, it sounds like so cheesy and lame, but it is kind of like how I do everything.
Yeah.
I really feel like, I might not have like that many talents, but I do have like this ability to just be really open and not overthink it.
Yeah.
And I've been like that with everyone, whether there was like a camera around or not. And so I just figured, okay, I'm going to be myself. And if it ends up like people hating me, well, then they end up hating me. And they did hate me for a few years. And sometimes
I don't remember those days.
And sometimes they love me, sometimes they don't. But that's just, that's like,
that's just what it is.
It is what it is.
How do you have fights on camera and then are able to just completely like move past it and then become friends again? And it's just like,
I think that it's different for me, because for you, when you started, it was so, your reality, like The Hills was so different from what reality TV is like now. You guys were almost like a soap opera.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys were almost like trained actors. It was so different. So you really didn't have to learn that. And like, I feel like in your 20s, like that's where you're kind of like learning how to do something.
Right.
So because you never had to open up like that much, and The Hills was so different from what reality TV is now, you're like all of a sudden being thrown into it, and people are probably like, what, you've done this a million times before? And it's like, no,
I hadn't.
Reality TV has changed. It's so much more raw. This is all I know. So like, I would imagine if I had been in your position and filmed The Hills and then come back 10 years later and do it and it's different, I would be freaking out the same way, because I would have had no practice in that area.
Totally. It's just like, I don't understand how people can say these crazy things to one another and then rebound and like do it all over again,
so
over
shitty.
and over and over.
It really is, Whitney. It is so shitty.
Yeah.
But like that is, we also, I think we have this like unspoken thing where it's like we want to make a good show.
Totally.
So we all have the same end goal. We all have the same motivation. That's like, it is what it is. So we got to just like get in there and do it. And it's for the sake of continuing to work.
Right. You guys like text and talk and are like, we should really work this out on camera.
Some people,
Yeah.
like people that I'm closest to.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not gonna attack them just out of nowhere.
Right.
Like, you know, if I have an issue with someone, I'm like, and they start texting me about it.
Yeah.
One of us will be like, listen, this is content that we're going to have to redo this anyway.
Right.
So why don't we just save it?
Right.
So we're not faking anything once we start filming.
Totally. That makes sense.
But it is, you know, with people that I don't care about, it's like, fuck it, I'll just go in there and I'm not going to give them a warning. Like, they're an asshole. So it's like, I don't care.
Do you watch a lot of reality TV?
I do. I love like 90 Day Fiancé.
I need to get into
you
that.
You really do. Do you watch reality TV?
I watch so much.
Okay,
like,
then
so much.
Okay, 90 Day Fiancé is just so amazing. Married at First Sight, Love After Lockup, like all of those like dirty, crazy ones where I'm like, these people are literally dating people in prison. Yeah. What the fuck? Like I know that like last night there was a new episode of 90 Day Fiancé and I like that's like my present at the end of the day today.
Right,
I am
same.
so excited.
Yeah, I'm like that with Big Brother, which is so
You are?
crazy because
Well, that's like a lot. Of commitment.
It's like 4 hours a week.
Yeah.
It's on 3 nights and you have to I'm so into it. I watch that. I watch Bachelor, I watch you guys, I watch Housewives. Like Timmy and I really go in. Once you have a kid, you think you're not going to have enough time for stuff, but like honestly,
you have more time.
All you do is just like have to sit at home and like wait for your kid to wake up, and you just watch so much TV.
Wait, that sounds like a dream.
Yeah, you'll get there.
I'm so ready to get pregnant and just
oh my God, are you?
Oh yeah, I mean
you are. Okay,
well, we were trying before, not trying, but like. Oh, we were, you know what I mean?
You were like, it's fine if it happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yes. I get it.
And then I got engaged and I was like, oh shit, I don't want to be pregnant at my wedding. So like, no.
I
So
know.
Let's just wait a year. Yeah.
Can you tell the engagement story or do we wait to watch that on the show?
Yeah, no, I've talked about it.
Okay.
It was at a cemetery, at a Hollywood Forever cemetery.
I've heard you're like really into like murder and death and scary.
I
things.
love horror films. I love like the macabre, you know, however.
Yeah.
I've just always been into like, not, I hate like just to be like death. Like,
yes.
It's such a weird thing to say you're into. It's just, I love haunted houses. I love Halloween. And cemeteries have always like been fascinating to me because I grew up in New Orleans and we have the most beautiful cemeteries.
Right.
They're all above ground. And so I was used to that like kind of like spooky atmosphere and like embracing that type of stuff. So I've always loved cemeteries, and whenever Bo and I like leave town and like, you know, go out of the country, like he'll show me a new cemetery
because so sweet.
I just really love it because like if you walk around, I just like to read like their names and when they were like born and like imagine what their lives were like or what they were wearing and like
I mean because it is so much more than just about
it's
death.
It's not just like a dead
celebrating
person.
People's lives. Like people have chosen to be buried there.
It is. It's cool
for eternity,
and you're like honoring that.
Yeah.
So I've always
been
really interested in it, and so. He proposed at Hollywood Cemetery, which was
with just the two of you guys. Well, and the camera crew.
Just the two of us.
And your best friends.
Yeah.
Well, the camera crew and the crew, they really do become, I mean, I married a producer.
Yes.
Like, so you get close.
Yeah, you do. So, yeah. And it was really great because I thought that it was a scene that I had planned. Like... Because I had told, you know how you give your producers, you tell them like, I'm going to be doing this.
Be a cute date.
If you want to follow it. I was like, oh, this year, like I do want to look at mausoleums to like potentially purchase for when I die.
Yes.
So they're like, oh, we'll set that up. We'll definitely set that scene up. So I thought it was my scene.
Oh my God.
So it was the biggest surprise because he like flipped it on me.
That's amazing.